Welcome back to another edition of the Washington Nationals here on OOTP 27. And as you can see, it is time to take on the New York Mets here in the 2034 National League Division Series. As they took out the Brewers in the wild card, the Cubs took out the Dodgers, so it's Cubs-Cardinals. We've got we got a Central matchup, an East matchup, and then over in the American League, we've already got a game played in the Division Series. The Twins took out the Blue Jays, so it's White Sox-Twins. The Orioles took out the Mariners, so it's now Astros and Orioles. We only made one change. I'm not going to go fully over our team here because we pretty much went over everything. We are going to stick with Schlittler in Game 3, Harris in Game 4, and then unfortunately Eric Agro is not going to be on our postseason roster here. Kevin Yoder is going to take his place instead on the postseason roster because unfortunately Eric Agro had a setback on his injury. So he has another week left on that. He will not be ready for this series. Hopefully, if we advance, he'll be ready for the second one. But for now, it is Kevin Yoder in that spot here in our bullpen. The rest of this stays the same. And then if we take a look at the Mets roster very quickly here, they won 88 games, we know. They were a good team, but they were, dealing with us all season long. So on paper, obviously, we're the better team here, but they got Garrett Crochet. They're no slouch. They're a solid team. We take a look at what they did in the regular season. I mean, look at this. I mean, lots of single-digit stuff. Really solid hitting team, really solid pitching team, and defensive team as well. So on the pitching side of things, since they just went through a wild card round, it's not going to be Crochet going Game 1. It's Nolan McLean out of Oklahoma State going Game 1. They've also got Crochet. Mason Edwards out of USC is on this staff. And then Zach Thornton out of Grand Canyon is on this staff. So four really solid starters, three of them being lefties. And then they got this really 80-grade closer, Sergio Anguinga, something like that. Lefty, crazy good player for them. They also got Joe Guerin, who's a really good high-leverage arm at the back end of their bullpen, who looks like they picked up at the deadline. Did they get this other guy at the deadline, too? They got both of these guys at the deadline. Cade Smith, Jesus. Blake Webb is solid. Yuri Perez looks like he's very high, fly ball prone, gives up a lot of home runs. Elmer Rodriguez. Andres Munoz still kicking around here. He's on this staff. Hunter Harvey still kicking around. But yeah, I mean, these three guys, the two guys they traded for, and then Cade Smith, that's a really, really good pitching staff, along with the four starters. So then we move things on to the hitting side of things. Lots of big numbers here, too. Juan Soto now playing first base. Still an elite bat for them. Carson Benj is incredible at Oklahoma State. Giovanni Rodriguez, their catcher, is really good. Ural Perez is still really good for them. Put together a 4-war season for them this year. Ernesto Morejon, he's a solid player. I'm a hot corner for them. Enrique Bradfield Jr. is an all-glove center fielder. Bill Kirby is a good bench bat. Ezekiel Melbourne, really good defender with some decent slap hitting. But yeah, a lot of good defenders there. Lantigua, he's a decent player. So, some really solid team here. Definitely way better than you would think for an 88-win team. So here we are at Foggy Nationals Park for Game 1 of the 2034 NLDS. Juan Soto leading things off for them. Tarek Skubal on the bump for us. We should have the pitching advantage. Let's get into it. As Skubal's immediately in some trouble. Runners on first and second here. One out for Carson Benj. Lefty on lefty. Struck out by Skubal. So that's two down. Then brings up the catcher Giovanni Rodriguez. 2-2 to him. Grounded at the third base. Easy play for Luis Hernandez. And that's a scoreless frame for the Mets. Move things on. Bottom one. We do nothing in the inning. And then, also I should mention, I changed Dylan O'Reilly to be the eighth hitter against lefties because he was just not good against lefties this year. And Harry Ford is leading off against lefties. So nothing going for us. In the first, we're on to the top of the second. And Skubal's in some trouble here. Second and third, nobody out. Back to four straight lefties coming up, though. He might be able to do something. Not doing anything there as the pitch gets away from Ford. Runner comes in to score. 1-0 Mets. They strike first. With a 1-0 to Pena. is then taken out to deep center field, but tracked down by Sirota. Sack fly, though. So 2-0 Mets here. Skubal still can't get out of it. Runners on the corners now, 1 out for Morejón. Ground ball to first base. Ebel's only able to get the easy out at first, so now it's a 3-0 lead for the Mets. And then the 1-2 count to Perez has popped up. Shallow left field. Easy play for Luke Corsia. And the Mets have a 3-0 lead. Not where we want to be. As Mason Edwards... Weren't they throwing McLean? I guess Edwards is going instead. So Mason Edwards on the bump. We do nothing. Top 3. Skubal in some trouble again. Runner in scoring position. But there's 2 outs. 0-2 to Melbourne. Skied to shallow. Not even the outfield. To second base. That's the 3rd out. We're on to the bottom half of the inning. We do nothing. I mean, the bats are just not there today. Skubal gets out of that inning. We're on to the 4th. And now we're hearing we can strike here. So Mason Edwards on the bump still. Runners on the corners. 1 out. The fog has cleared up. Brady Ebel at the dish. Luke Corsia goes and swipes second base. So 2 in scoring position here for Brady Ebel. 2-2 count. Cannot hold up on that, and it's in there for a strike. So 2 down now, 2 in scoring position here for Mike Sirota, who goes down swinging. So we do nothing. Strand 2 runners in scoring position. The Mets are still up 3-0. Skubal's starting to get into the red here, so let's go batter by batter. As Perez smokes this one to left field, but not quite deep enough. 1 down. Brings up Carson Benj. Lefty on lefty. And that's going to be hit out to left center field. Landon for a base knock. So runner on first, 1 out here. Skubal's now teetering on that red. Not his best performance for us, unfortunately. And I think we're going to go to the bullpen here with Alex Rouse here in the 5th. So Rouse coming in to face the right-handers. Giovanni Rodriguez, who proceeds to immediately rip one up the middle. So there's a base knock. Runner goes first to third. Runners on the corners. Edward Lantiga, 3-1 count to him. Hernandez is only able to get the out at first. Now it's 4-0 Mets. Ridiculous. We get Skubal on the bump, and this is what we do. But then Rouse strikes out the next guy. We're on to the bottom of the 5th where Hunter Harvey comes on. We have a runner on second base in Hernandez, Jerry Harris at the dish, who pops it up to the catcher. Or the first baseman comes in and makes the play. Down 4-0, on to the 6th. Rouse in some trouble. Runner on second, 1 out here for Juan Soto. Ball gets away. Runner now 90 feet away from scoring with 1 out. Full count to Soto now. Struck him out. So 2 down. Brings up Morejón. Ball 4. This is Rouse's last batter no matter what. And he works a pop fly to left field, so he gets out of it from there. We're on to the bottom of the 6th, but we have no runs, down 4-0. Feliz, Wood, Corsia due up for us. All right, Feliz and Wood both get on. 2 in scoring position, nobody out here for the young Australian Luke Corsia. 3-0 count to him, spits on ball 4. Bases drunk here against Hunter Harvey, and Brady Ebel steps into the batter's box, who goes down 0-2 swinging. 1 down. Brings up Mike Sirota. We're gonna let him hit. We're gonna let him hit. First pitch swinging. Don't even tell me that's an inning-ending double play. It's not, but they get the runner at the plate, so now it's 2 down. They did double him up? You gotta be kidding me. They doubled him up. So we strand the bases loaded with nobody outs, get nothing. Ridiculous. Top 7. We'll bring in Yoder. He's in some trouble here. Runner on second, but 2 outs to Melbourne, who then hits one to deep center field, but Sirota makes the leaping play. We're now on to the bottom of the 7th, down 4-0. All right, Dylan O'Reilly with a leadoff double brings up Luis Hernandez. 1-0 count to him against Andres Munoz, who then pops one up into foul territory, so that'll be 1 down, runner on second base. Brings up Harry Ford at the top of the order, who grounds one to second. That's 2 down, runner moves up 90 feet away, but it's 2 outs. Jerry Harris, 0-1 count to him. Hits it well, but right at the center fielder, nothing going. We're on to the bottom. We're in the top of the 8th now. Yoder works a scoreless frame. The offense does nothing. We'll then bring in Kleeman to pitch an inning. Works a scoreless frame. All right, the offense not quite fully giving up here, first and second, but it's 2 outs for Harry Ford. But he keeps the inning alive. That might plate a run. It does not. Everyone stays put. Bases juiced. 2 outs for Jerry. This would be a hell of an AB. This would be a hell of an AB. Let's go pitch by pitch here. Is this in pitch by pitch mode? Switch to pitch by pitch mode. All right, yes. Let's see what he does. First pitch to Jerry Harris. Looks at strike 1. Second pitch. What are you swinging at that for? Down 0-2. Spits on that. 1-2. And then he goes down swinging. So Jerry Harris goes down swinging when he had a chance to tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. I mean, we stranded a bunch of runners that game. 4-0 Mets. They take a 1-0 lead here in the DS. Not where you want to be in a 5-game set. Yeah, we stranded 21 runners. I mean, they stranded 22 and they still plated 4. So, Skubal, not his best performance. 8 hits, 4 runs. Only 2 of them earned, though, in 4 1/3. The bullpen was good, but the offense just completely nothing on the day. Literally got shut out. All right, folks, on to Game 2 of the DS. Down 1 game here to the Mets, as Dax Hardcastle is on the bump for us, and they have Nolan McLean going for them. Let's start things off here. Scoreless frame for Hardcastle. And then the offense is cooking to start here. O'Reilly and Harris on third and second, respectively. Nobody out for Angel Feliz. It's still in pitch-by-pitch mode. We want to be in one-pitch mode. That's 0-2 to him. Smokes one over the head of the second baseman. That's probably going to score 2. Only 1 scores. All right, so runners on the corners. Nobody out. 1-0 lead for the Nats as we strike first on the day. Brings up James Wood, who watches strike 3. Now Luke Corsia comes up. 1-1 count to him, who goes down the right field line. That's going to plate 1, make it a 2-0 lead here for the Nats. The other runner goes first to third. It was Feliz. So once again, runners on the corners. 2-0 lead for us here. 1 out for Brady Ebel, who swings at a high fastball for strike 3. 2 down, brings up Harry Ford, who grounds one to third base. And that's the end of the inning. But we do plate 2 in the inning to make it a 2-0 Nationals lead. Hardcastle then works a scoreless frame. The offense does nothing. Hardcastle gives up a run. Runner on second here with 2 outs for Carson Benj, who goes down looking on strike 3. 5 Ks on the day through 3 for Hardcastle. Now the offense threatening here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 game. Runner on second. 1 out here for Luke Corsia. 3-0 count to him. Spits on ball 4. It's first and second now for Brady Ebel. 1-1 count to him is grounded slowly, and it's muffed by the second baseman. Everyone is safe. Base is juiced for Harry Ford, who is plunked on the 1-2 pitch. That's going to score a run. It's a 3-1 ball game. Brings up Mike Sirota. Pitch gets away from the catcher. That's going to be another run. It's a 4-1 ball game. Second and third now, one out. The double play is erased. Or the forced double play, I should say. As then Sirota swings at a pitch that looked like it was in the other batter's box, somehow puts it in play, and then beats it out down the line for an infield single. It's a 5-1 game. Runners on the corners now here for Luis Hernandez. 2-2 count to him. As Angel Torres comes in out of the bullpen and proceeds to work a pop fly. Runner from third will tag up to make it a 6-1 ball game here. And we're on the top of the order with Dylan O'Ray, who goes down swinging. Dylan O'Ray strikes out. That's crazy, but we do plate a bunch of runs. It's 6-1 here. 5-run lead for Dax Hardcastle, who is in some trouble. Let's just half it. Gets out of it. Scoreless frame for him. We tack on another run as Angel Feliz homers in the 4th inning. Nothing else for us going. Hardcastle in some trouble, perhaps. Gets out of it. Scoreless frame. Bottom 5 now. We tack on another one. That is a home run for Brady Ebel. 8-1 ball game. 7-run lead. Still cooking here. Let's just half it. We tack on 2 more. So Brady Ebel homers. Harry Ford walks. They bring in Yuri Perez, who strikes out Sirota. Hernandez singles. Dylan O'Ray flies out. Jerry Harris walks. Angel Feliz singles. And then James Wood strikes out to end the inning. But we tack on 2. Or I guess 3 in the inning because there was the solo shot too. So 3 in the inning. It's a 10-1 ball game. Top 6 here. Dax Hardcastle. Let's just half it. Okay, so he gives up a few runs. 10-4 ball game onto the 6th. Or bottom of the 6th. Offense does nothing. Hardcastle will come out of the game here. He pitched 6 for us. And let's just bring in somebody who can give us a few innings here out of the pen, like Eric Kleeman, in a non-high leverage situation, I should say. All right, can he get out of it from here? 2 outs, runner on second. Carson Bench hits one to right field, but caught by James Wood for out number 3. We're on to the bottom half of the inning. The offense does nothing else. Kleeman scoreless frame. The offense does nothing. The pitcher is fatigued. All right. Well, this will be his last batter. We might try to force him for the 3rd out, considering what he does here. He does get the out. So let's see if he can pitch to Morejon. 2-2 count to him. Struck him out. Eric Kleeman gives us the bunch of innings to save the bullpen here. 10-4 victory. Series knotted up at 1 games apiece as we are heading to Citi Field for game number 3. Big time stuff from Hardcastle. He goes 6. He gave up 4. Most of them were in that 1 inning that we halved, but 8 Ks. Overall, really good. We just left him in too long. And then Feliz with 3 hits on the day with 4 ribbies. Brady Ebel had a home run, 2 hits. Big time stuff from the offense. Huge response. All right, folks, it's game 3. We're here in Flushing at Citi Field. Garrett Crochet going for the Mets. We have Cam Schlittler going for us. Let's get into it here. Top 1. Dylan O'Ray is leading off, by the way. I should mention that. We dropped Harry Ford down to 8th, even against the lefty, as we have a runner on second base with 2 outs for James Wood, who slices one into left center field. That lands in for a base knock. Run will score as we strike first here. Top 1. Nats take the lead. Corsia up with a runner on first base. Let's see what he does. James Wood going and swiping second base. He's in scoring position here for Corsia. Dribbles one back to the pitcher. Crochet makes the play. So we only score 1, but we do take a lead. And now Cam Schlittler in some trouble, of course. First and second, nobody out here for Carson Bench. 1-2 count to him. Hit well to center field, but not well enough, as Sirota will track that one down for out number 1. Everyone stays put. Brings up Juan Soto. Full count to him. Struck him out. That's 2 down. Now it's Giovanni Rodriguez, the catcher, who grounds one over to first base. Brady Ebel makes the play. Scoreless frame for Schlittler. On to the top of the second. Offense cooking. 2-0 lead for the Nationals here as Harry Ford hit a home run in that 8th spot. And then we're still cooking. First and second, 2 outs here for Jerry Harris, who's going to bloop one into left field. That might score another run. It is indeed. 3-0 lead here for the Nationals. First and second again here with 2 outs. Angel Feliz. Watches strike 3, so we have a 3-0 lead here. Strand 2 runners onto the bottom of the second. Schlittler in some trouble. Runner 90 feet away from scoring here with 1 out, but it's the weak-hitting Enrique Bradfield, who of course then hits one to center field, does his job. That's a sac fly. It's a 3-1 ball game. Schlittler can't get out of it from there. It's runners on the corners now with 2 outs. But then he strikes out Perez for out number 3. So it's a 3-1 ball game on top 3. Offense does nothing. Schlittler works a scoreless frame. Oh, by the way, the Mets are in the bullpen here, as you can see. All right, so O'Reilly's up with a runner on second base and Luis Hernandez and 1 out. Facing Blake Webb. And O'Reilly rips one out to left field, but not going to find the outfield grass. So 2 down brings up Jerry Harris. They're going to intentionally walk Jerry Harris to get to Angel Feliz. 2-1 count to him. Ground ball. Ended up being the right play. Feliz grounds out. We're on to the bottom half of the frame. Schlittler in some trouble. Runner on second base. Nobody out here for Lantigua. But he pops it up into foul territory. Ebel will make the play. 1 down. Brings up Bradfield, who flies one out to left field. That's going to be 2 down. Put away by Corsia. As now Melbourne digs in. 1-2 count to him. And Schlittler strikes him out. Strands the runner on second base. Top 5 now. Nothing going for the offense. Schlittler in some trouble here. First and second, 1 out for Juan Soto. I'm tempted to take it. I think we're going to take him out here. We're going to bring in a high leverage guy here because this is a big spot. We're going to bring in a high strikeout guy like Jose Rodriguez. 3-1 count to Soto, not great. Spits on ball 4. Bases juiced. Giovanni Rodriguez, 0-2 to him. Struck him out. That's 2 down. Now it's Pena. Ground ball. Rodriguez does his job. Keeps it a 3-1 game. Beautiful stuff. We're on to the top of the 6th. Offense does nothing. Rodriguez in some trouble. First and second, 1 out. We're going to go to the pen again. They have lefty-righty, lefty-lefty. So we're going to bring in... It's top of the order here. Let's go Wellington Herrera. One-two count. Pitch gets away from Ford. Both runners move up. Second and third now with 1 out. 2-2. Line drive to the second baseman. 2 down. Everyone stays put. Perez then grounds out to third base. The sure-handed Hernandez makes that play. Still a 3-1 ball game. We're on to the top of the 7th. Dylan O'Reilly on second base here for Angel Feliz. Spits on ball 4. First and second now for James Wood. Grounds one up the middle. They can only get the lead or the backside runner at first base. The second and third here for 2 outs. And Luke Corsia smashes one out to right center field. That's down into the gap, up against the wall. That should clear the bases, and he might have himself a triple. I don't know why we can't see the runner. Only a double. All right, so Bases clearing double, 5-1 ball game here for the Nats. Luke Corsia delivers. Brady Ebel comes to the plate. He goes down swinging. So 4-run lead here heading into the bottom of the 7th. Wellington Herrera, scoreless frame. Onto the top of the 8th. Weaver runner on second with 1 out here for Luis Hernandez. He goes down swinging. Then it brings up Dylan O'Reilly. Grounds one out to shortstop. Nothing going. So 4-run lead into the bottom of the 8th, where we will bring on Evan Hollick for an inning. All right, runner on second, 1 out here for Melbourne. Full count to him. Ball 4. First and second now. And Hollick's hurt. Fantastic. Let's bring in C-May in this spot. 3-0, not good. Walks him. Bases juice for the Mets here. 0-1 to Perez. Ground ball gets past the sure-handed Hernandez. Our left fielder phases through the wall. We don't get any view of the play, but it looks like we are going to get a throw out at the plate. Alvarez knocks in 2, but then we get a runner at the plate, so now it's 2 down, runner on second here for Carson Benj, who pops one up to the third baseman Hernandez. He'll make the play. They only tack on 2. So we have a 2-run lead still. Top of the 9th. Offense trying to give us some insurance runs here. Jerry Harris on second for James Wood. They're going to intentionally walk him. Make it first and second for Corsia, who's on fire. Spits on ball 4. Bases juiced for Brady Ebel. Watches strike 3. 2 down, brings up Mike Sirota. I'm tempted to pinch hit for him. We don't really have a true... I guess we could pinch hit Jimenez, who's a lefty bopper. You know, I trust Tamariz. Tamariz can hit against these guys. So Tamariz is going to come in, pinch hit, 1-2 count. Beautiful. Slices one down the right field line. That's going to plate multiple. Maybe not. Only plates 1. The second guy gets thrown at the plate, but we have a 6-3 lead, so a 3-run lead. Tamariz, not really somebody who could play center field, so we're going to bring O'Reilly over to center field. And then second base is going to become Ronnie Cruz. So that's the new defensive alignment. We're also going to bring in Bobby Matamoros here for the 9th. And that should be the ball game. It is indeed, folks. Easy, quick, crisp. 6-3 victory for the Nationals. We have a 2-1 lead here in the NLDS. The Mets have their backs up against the wall here in this best-of-5 series. 2-hit game for Dylan O'Reilly and Luke Corsia. Single hits for a bunch of other players. Ford homered, Hernandez and Corsia doubled. Schlittler, 4 1/3, 1 run, did his job. Rodriguez came in, walked 3 guys, but still did his job. Herrera was good. Hollick unfortunately got hurt and gave up 2 runs, but then the rest of the bullpen shut things down. Matamoros does his thing in the 9th, closes the door, as we were absolutely rolling today. 6-3 victory, 2-1 lead in the series. And Evan Hollick has a pending back injury, so I think we're going to leave him on the staff until we know what that is. Oh, it's totally fine. The next day, it's totally fine. No injury whatsoever. Did we get an email about it, perhaps? Nothing serious. Just some back spasms that flared up. He is fine. So with the Mets back against the wall, it's Zach Thornton out of Grand Canyon, the big-time control pitcher, a left-hander on the bump for them. And then we have Jerry Harris going 2-way today. He is our starting pitcher. Dylan O'Reilly is leading things off even against the lefty again. Let's get into it. As we do nothing top 1. And they're threatening here. First and second, nobody out for Carson Benj. That's going to slow roll into the gap. We will not hesitate to take Jerry Harris out of this game and go bullpen. If he gets into some early trouble here, he gives up like 2 or 3 this first inning, I'm just going to yank his ass. As Juan Soto, 2-0 count to him. We luck out with a fly ball, but it's going to be a sac fly to make it a 1-0 Mets lead. Runners in the corners, 1 out for Rodriguez. Get a ground ball here. That's a 3-run shot. Oh my god, died at the track somehow. But they score 2, 3-0 Mets lead. We're just, I mean, I'll let him face one more guy, but if he can't get this guy out, he's out of here. He's out of here. He's out of here. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Jerry Harris not even going to make it an inning in this game, as we are going to turn to... They have a bunch of lefties. Edwin Alcia out of the pen as a follower. Give us some extra depth here. Struck out Lantigua. Then it's in Enrique Bradfield Jr. Struck him out too. Big time stuff from Alcia out of the pen. Offense does nothing. Alcia in some trouble. Runner on second. 1 out for Perez. Weak ground ball to third base. Runner stays put. 2 down. That'll bring up Carson Benj. Lefty on lefty. First pitch swinging. Shoots it out to left field. Lands in for a base knock. That's probably going to be extra bases. Nope, only a single, but it's a 4-0 Mets lead. Juan Soto now up. 1-1 count to him. Benj swipes second base. No throw down. 2-2 to Benj. Or, Soto. Who is up right now? It's Soto, isn't it? Yeah. Yep, Soto flies out. So 4-0 Mets lead. We're on to the top of the third. And we're threatening. First and second. 1 out here for Dylan O'Ray. Grounds 1 to second base. They get the runner at first. So 2 downs. 2 outs, but we have runner on second and third for Jerry Harris, who hits one a sky-high left field, but caught by Lantigua. Nothing going for the offense. Bottom 3 now. Alcia in some trouble. Runner on second, 1 out. Lined at O'Ray, that's 2 down. Brings up Bradfield, full count. Struck him out. So we're on to the 4th. The offense needs to start doing something here. Nothing going for the offense. Scoreless frame for Alcia. Nothing for the offense. Another scoreless frame for Alcia. Nothing for the offense. And Alcia's now got runner on first and second, nobody out. I want to leave him in because there's these lefties coming up. Let's see what happens with this batter. Double steal, they're both safe. As then Melbourne's going to get a sac fly. That's going to make it 5-0 Mets. Only 1 runner tags. Now Morejo on the lefty. Fly ball to center field. That's 2 down. Runner stays put at second base. And then Perez grinds at the shortstop. So we're... no throw. All right. He's in the red here, so even though it's a lefty, we're going to bring in a lefty out of the pen. It's going to be Gottsman. Gottesman, whatever this guy's name is. Benj flies out to left field, but we're down 5-0. Another horrible game from the offense so far. Can we possibly do something here with a late run? Zach Thornton's through 6, still on the bump here for the 7th, and the offense does nothing. It's now 6-0 as Juan Soto homers. Gottesman gets out from there, and it's top 8. Offense does nothing. We're on to the top of the 9th. All right, 2 outs, runner on second base here for James Wood. Slow roller out to shortstop. Infield single. So we got 2 on the corners, 2 outs, Luke Corsia. Another slow roller. Not quite slow enough for him to beat it out, though, as we lose this game 6-0. So Big response in game 2 to take a lead, but then another stinker of an offensive performance, and Jerry Harris can't get it done as the starter. As it's all knotted up at 2 games apiece, going back to DC for game 5. So we are now trying to avoid being first rounded a year after winning the World Series and going back to our usual roots of getting first rounded. We want to avoid that at all costs, especially to a team that we absolutely destroyed in the regular season with a 20-game lead in the NL East. Game 5, this is for all the marbles here in this NLDS. Tarek Skubal going for us. They have Mason Edwards at a USC going for them. Let's get into it. Nothing going for them, top 1. Nothing going for us. Scroll this frame. All right, runner on second here for us in James Wood. Brings up Brady Ebel. Full count. Whiffs through it, 2 down. Brings up Mike Sirota, who has done nothing this postseason. And he watches strike 3. So nothing for us, top 3 now. Scoreless frame. Bottom 3. Nothing for us. 2 on, but the 2 outs here for Lantigua. Balk. Second and third now with 2 outs. Lantigua goes down looking. Scoreless frame again for Skubal. He's got it rolling. The offense needs to start putting some runs on the board, though, as we are trying to strike here. First and second, 2 outs for Brady Ebel. Lefty on lefty. Slow roller out to second base. That's the end of the inning. So we're through 4 scoreless, on to the top of the 5th. Skubal finally in some trouble here. Runner on second base, 1 out for Enrique Bradfield Jr., lefty on lefty. That's going to get down into the corner and probably be 1-0 Mets. And Bradfield might even have himself a triple with his speed. Stand-up double. So 1-0 Mets. Brings up Soto. Skubal's kind of teetering on the red. I want him to pitch to these lefties, though. So 0-1 to Soto. Ground ball to Hernandez. No play at first. Everyone's safe. Skubal's about to get into the red here. See if he can work a ground ball. Full count. Struck him out. Now it's Perez. Fuck it. Ground ball. Skubal gets through 5. We'll take it. So bottom 5 here. Mike Sirota leading things off. Nothing going for the offense. Top 6, we go to the bullpen. Lefty, righty, righty. We're going to go here in the 6th. Let's go C-May. Not great. First and second, 1 out here for Melbourne. Full count to him. Struck him out. That's 2 down. Brings up Frankie Alvarez, who's going to hit one out to center field, and Sirota makes the play. So still a 1-0 ball game. Can the offense do anything? First and second, nobody out. James Wood. Yuri Perez, who is extremely home run prone. 1.8 home runs per 9. He's just constantly giving up home runs. Please, James Wood. Struck him out. 1 down. Brings up Luke Corsia, who grounds into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. We do nothing. On to the 7th. As bunch of lefties coming up, we're going to go... No, that's the Mets bullpen. We're going to go to Wellington Herrera. Scoreless frame. On to the bottom of the 7th. Ebel, Sirota, O'Ray do up. Let's see what Ebel does, because we might pinch hit for Sirota. Line drive at the center. 1 down. I don't want to pinch hit Jimenez here. Because Ford can't play anywhere else. And that would just eliminate our backup catcher. Let's go Tamariz. Pinch hit. Can he get on? 1-2 count. Fly ball left field. That's 2 down. Brings up O'Ray. Does anything happen? We have a, incomplete lineup. So nothing happened on offense. Ronnie Cruz is going to come in to play second base as O'Ray moves out to center field. You're at second. You're in center. And we're going to see if Herrera can get through the next 2 batters here. So 2-0 to Perez. Ground ball to second base. That's 1 down. Cruz makes the play right off the bench. Comes right off the bench. Boom. First ball hit right to him, as is written. 0-2 to Benj. Lands in for a base knock. I mean, that's brutal. But now we get a bunch of righties coming up, and we're going to take Herrera out of the game. We're going to bring in Evan Hollick. Fly ball deep left field into the corner, but caught by Corsia. 2 down. Brings up Lantigua. First pitch swung on to deep center field, but not deep enough. O'Ray makes the play, rather. We're on to the bottom of the 8th, down 1-0. Backs against the wall. I cannot emphasize this enough. If we lose this game, we go home. Hernandez, Ford, Harris due up. They're crazy closers in the game. That might be an infield single. Yes! Closer can't hold it on first base. Reaches on an error. Hernandez on first. Brings up Harry Ford. Hits it well, but not well enough to center field. 1 down. Now it's Jerry Harris. That is leaping catch by Lantigua in left field. Brutal. Now it's Feliz. Right at the second baseman, we do nothing. We only have 1 more frame to do anything. Hollick gets a runner on second base. 1 out here to Bradfield. Struck him out. Now it's Juan Soto. 2-2 to him. Struck out Soto. We're on to the 9th. This is for all the marbles. Wood, Corsia, Ebel due up. 1-0 to James Wood. Oh my god. We're alive, baby! Let's go! Their super closer can't get it done. James Wood delivers with a solo clout. I don't think I've ever heard that terminology before, but solo shot for James Wood ties this game here in the bottom of the 9th, and it's still nobody out. Corsia, Ebel, Cruz due up against the lefty. 1-2 to Corsia. Hit in the air to left field. Caught by Lantigua. 1 down, brings up Brady Ebel. We're going to let him hit. Struck out. I should have pinched hit. Do we want... I mean, we have to play Cruz because we don't have anybody else to play the infield for us. So Cruz, full count to him. Struck him out. So we do nothing, but we get it on to extras. So top 10 here, 1-1 ball game. Heart of the order up for them. Bobby Matamoros is going to come into the game for us. Works a scoreless frame, because of course he does. O'Ray, Hernandez, Ford due up. Lots of bat-on-ball skills here. Dylan O'Ray socks. Oh my god! Dylan O'Ray, folks! The waiver claim himself just advanced us to the LCS with a walk-off home run in the top of the 10th, or bottom of the 10th. Holy shnikes. I can't believe what I just saw. What a gutsy performance from the Washington Nationals here in the NLDS. You get shut out all game long. James Wood ties it up in the 9th, and then Dylan O'Ray, of all people, hits a home run in the 10th to walk it off with his 40-grade power. Was it against the lefty? If so, that's 30-grade power. It was 30-grade power. Walks it off for us in the 10th. And Bobby Matamoros gets us the W for that 10th inning that he pitched scoreless. James Wood, I mean, what a game for him. What a game for O'Ray. What a battle. What an absolute battle in Game 5 of the NLDS to advance on to the CS and take on the Chicago Cubs, who took out the St. Louis Cardinals in 4 games. We needed 5, but we move on nonetheless. Big time stuff. We will not be first rounded. The quest to repeat continues. Who was the series MVP? James Wood was the series MVP. Not as big of a series as, last year with Jerry Harris and stuff, but still 7 hits, tied it up in the 9th there with his only home run of the whole series. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. We're on to the CS.